morning, everyone, and welcome to Life at Noon. My name is Rachel Hugenberg. You probably are familiar with me if you're tuning in. I am the host of this little get-together, and right now we are doing something completely new, which is we are doing a paint-along lesson. I'm really super excited about this because I do love me a good craft. I'm not very good at it, but I have brought in Jobu, who is excellent at doing some painting, and she is going to be doing a paint along. It's supposed to be relaxing and kind of along the lines of an everybody can paint deal. And welcome to everybody as you all come on in. And if you have picked up a kit from us at the reference desk, you should have some materials, including a paintbrush, some paints, some gloves, and a canvas. And if you are just hanging out with us today, these are supplies that you may want. She'll also mention you may want to have some scrap paper and a paper towel as well, because these are all part of the painting experience. And Jill, I am going to leave it to you from here, and just let me know when you would like to queue up the YouTube.
Sure. Thank you for the introduction, Rachel. So we had a question earlier. If you didn't pick up the kit, I still have a few extras. So you can pick it up. I will leave it at the reference desk. And as long as we still have supplies, you know, I think I have extra 5. So the first 5 that come pick it up, you're welcome to take it with you. You know what? Let me kind of tell you, like, Rachel, you are so generous about me being like artsy. To be honest with you, I've only done painting with a twist for like maybe 5 years. So I wouldn't say I'm experienced in any of this. If anything, this all came about because I do discarding books for the library. And this is like a hybrid. Welcome, yay. So bear with us because everything is new. And this is Usha. She did our live program last week, and I'm so glad you're able to join us. Feel free to jump in if you have any question, or in the chat, you know, ask question, because this is what it's about. Tip number 1, I think shake up the 2 container, because we're gonna have black and white. And when you open it up, hopefully you did a cover, whatever, protecting. And what I gave you is washable, so it's not good. I'm not, like I say, I'm not a pro at this. I'm sure if anybody have any experience with painting, feel free to jump in and give us a tip. But yes, shake. So what I found, that if you have the caps, the black and the white, this is going to be our gray. With this program was done 2 years ago, the way it was done was they watched a video. That if I'm going too fast, too slow, or we miss something, you could refer back to my inspiration of her and Bob Ross painting, where let's start with if you have the confidence to go at it with the canvas, do it. If you want to just practice with like a black or any kind of scrap paper you want, what we're doing is pretty much dabbing in the middle, just dabbing. And once you dab, but I can even do this kind of backward because, you know what? For some reason, I'm not afraid of messing up. I don't know why. So go at it. Just dab. And I would start like in the middle, dark, and then as you go out, it's gonna like you will lessen the paint. And you know what? One thing I learned about painting is a lot of the painter likes to keep their paint prop like this, which you can. But for me, I feel like when I was doing my painting to practice it before I even started this, it is so much easier if you put your canvas on the table and turn it, because that will just give it different texture, different randomness. So if you could just vision that. So how's everybody doing with the, okay, so another secret, start out with very little paint, because just like cooking or anything, it's better to add than to take away. So that's another tip. And if you start out with a lot of paint, don't worry, because we'll be able to cover this up. It's not a, so feeling good? That was
I
great.
sure took a lot of paint.
Yeah, no, that's actually good. I don't know, maybe I am a little timid with the painting, but like I said, if you want a little bit more light, feel free to. And then toward the end with this paper towel, or even any of the kits I give you, this extra glove that I put in the kit. And if you don't have it, use anything that's around, because I think what we're doing now is,
Got bubble wrap. we've got
yes, you could
scrap
start
paper, scrap paper, just do something for dolling.
right. So now what we're doing is just smearing. If you can see that, we just toward the end where my painting is almost all gone, feel free just to have fun. So far, any questions? Yeah, what do you think? And
Feel free to unmute or put your questions in the
Yeah.
chat.
all our painting is gonna be one of a kind. Okay. How's everybody doing? Good? Okay, so you like what you're doing with your scrap? If you did it on your canvas, go at it, no problem. Okay, are we ready for practice with the trees? So you could either use the paintbrush I gave you or this. I don't know why I was able to find this, and I love this because I think for trees, is most trees branches are thick at the end, and then the new one will end up with a tip. So if you could want to practice with your yeah, I like to start, if you could see that this is the ground, this is going to be the sky, right? I like to start with where it's thick at the end, and then you want to drag and then end it with a tip, if that makes any sense. So once again, so it's a drag, that's the trunk, and then baby branches, end it with a tip. And I don't even know what you call this. What do you call this? Oh, this rod thing that wood piece that I gave you guys.
It looks a little bit like a pencil, but without the
Yeah.
graphite.
If you turn your rod, you'll be able to get more paint. Yeah, so you can see the practice part. This is just my practice paper, where you're getting that idea of how a tree should look. And you feeling good about it? Yeah, keep adding. And you know what, my thing also is, if you put your rod at the end, you could drag the paint, keep dragging. And once you get an idea of how your branches should look like, does that make sense? Any question? See how my trees just kind of, and then even the extra paint at the bottom, you could just kind of wiggle to make it the branch, the trunk thick at the bottom, and then turn your, practice with your paintbrush if you like. Once again, start at the bottom and then drag. The only thing I don't like about these paint brushes is it doesn't give that tip like this. These paint brushes, these are probably the best, and if you have them, use them, because see the tip? These are a little bit more expensive. It would do, but it doesn't, that tip, it would be slightly, if you just turn, you will be able to pull that tip better. And it's pretty much, you have to kind of play with it. So that was my experience with this right here. Yeah, so it looks good. I think you guys, yeah. See, and this is where, if you think you mess up, I think yours are good. If you think you mess up, I don't think so. But that's the good thing about the practicing with, but you know what? Just go at it if you want to. Practice with a scrap paper as well. That way you can get the stroke. Yeah. Grab a paper towel. So once again, did everyone was able to dab with the paper towel? Or you know what, if you use this that I gave you or anything, like I said before, does anybody want to show me their work so far?
Yes, Andrew, I think you've got the
Let me
idea
see.
that there are
I mean,
no
'cause, like,
mistakes.
Oh.
Let me
Look
see
at
yours.
that.
Let me see yours. Because
Wow.
if you have this, you can just like kind of play with it.
Oh my goodness, Brenda, that is so
Wow.
beautiful.
That's great.
And Maria, the other guy, oh my goodness.
So anybody want to give any tips about the painting so far?
How did you
fun.
do that?
I think everybody did good. So yeah, so this right here, once again, you could just add the white and then the black. Okay. So with the lid, your lid, take extra paint brushes or anything, the gloves, or even, I don't think we're gonna need your Q-tip. And what we're gonna do is kind of mix the black and white and make gray.
Oh.
Make gray. We're making gray. So if you have like little Q-tips, we're making gray now.
Or even if you don't have another paintbrush, if you turn your paintbrush around and use the other end.
Yeah, that's, just go at it. I'll go and rinse and dry it. So what we're doing is dabbing the white and the black, and now you are gonna practice with the gray. And the thing with this is considered shadowing, I think.
Mhm.
And if you use your old black paint and kind of overlapping it as well. I did that with this and it worked pretty well too with the gray and shading. So what is everybody's thoughts right now?
I'm really excited about this. I
Yeah.
think these will make really awesome home decor or
Yeah,
gifts.
I would love to see follow up if anybody,
Yes, please do send us your pictures either to Jill or to me so we can post your beautiful paintings on our social, if you're okay with that. That way people can see your forest.
so some of my tips, I think when I did this one, I found that if I left it tabletop instead of standing and painting, I was able to turn even the ending with the tip I was able to turn. So if you have confidence, go ahead and make sure you do the white first. Don't forget the white. And then, yeah, that's the start, the white, and then you want to do the branches. So go ahead and try that, and I'll give you guys a few minutes while, so as you can see, I think, you know, our nature is, everything is different. So you could just, not everyone will be the same. You ready? You go for it. Oh, you're doing good.
Yes.
No,
So
I know, okay, don't
if
be
you go
afraid.
this way a little bit, you can see Musha is delving away at her canvas.
This is our first hybrid. So we have a few here and a few online. And so I was gonna say, don't be afraid to like you're gonna mess up, because worst come to worst, turn it in. If you really don't like your picture, you can always paint it black, let it dry, and start over. So just go at it, because I have a feeling it's gonna turn out better than you think. So everybody's trying on here. I can't see virtually, but it's Quinn and Usha is dabbing their white, and that looks great. Yeah, you're doing good. Like if you want to go ahead and turn your canvas too. Quinn, yours is looking good. Okay, don't. Quinn, you might want to dab now. No, that looks good. I did that too. I swirl if you want, but dab on. Okay, so once this one is actually dry, and I'm just letting everybody do their part. Once it's dry, and if you want to, there's an extra second part to this while you guys play with this.
Okay, so we have a question.
Sure.
Could you explain the gray step one more time?
Oh, absolutely. Okay. So I'm all about recycling, repurpose, but you do yourself. If you have an extra scrap paper or paper plate somewhere, what you're gonna do is mix the black and white, mix gray. When I did this paper, this painting, I didn't do the mixing. All I did was use my black painting and add a little white. And all I did was, I went white and black together. And toward the end, kind of twirl that mix. How's that? Does that show a little gray, the shading? And if you want more gray, just add it together. Did that answer? Hopefully answer. Let's see. So gray and black. Gray and white mix. Black and white mix gray. Start and pull and turn, and I think that makes the tip. And if you have some excess at the bottom, like I'm seeing right now, I just like to push and pull it like that. Push and turn and pull the tips. I think nature is like kind of random. So just have fun. You know, some branches gonna break off. Whatever your picture, what you like. So a lot of practicing pulling, I see. Are we good? So if you have an extra brush, am I going too fast? Even with the gray is between the black. At the bottom, you're gonna make, I guess it's somewhat the brown. And that stroke will be, I think it's even more fun because I would even use the towel again, put a little black and kind of, that's a little too white. And play with it. Because if you see the video that we started out, she made, I want to say it's a ground or a walkway. I don't know if you could visually kind of see that. Path, that's it. That's what I'm looking for. So that's kind of, you see the head. Can everyone see that? Let me know. Yeah. What do you think? You feel that looks great. You guys looking really good. So if you could make,
Thank you.
I think the painting, the focus is a few main branches, the like, and you can make it bigger. If you feel like, hey, you know what, I want to make a bigger tree in the middle. Keep making, just keep adding. And then on the side, you could add a few from a distant. I think that gray from a distant makes
Yeah,
the
that
forest.
is really good.
Yeah. And you could add that later. Like once you finish, you're like, oh, you know what? I feel like I want more
Something else.
branches. So you could do that as well. And once this dry, I want to show you a little trick that I saw on the second part. And if you could vision it, is later, once it dry, because this is my old painting, you could add the blue sky overlapping it. Very little paint. You can see the sky, just very little. This is very little paint. And you could even do this with paper towel, to be honest with you. It's almost like the white, but you really can't see the coloring too much on the lighting, but so I'm gonna add more. What do you think? Not that yet, because this is dry.
Yeah,
Yeah, wait till it dries.
okay.
And if you later on want to add blue, I'm not even afraid just to go at this. I'm gonna add the blue. And just kind of stroke it. So now I'm gonna see all the blue sky. And once you see the videos of others, you're like, oh, I could do that. Because I feel like there's really no mistakes. Because hey, look,
Yeah.
if you see, and the blue is more clear if once you see it in person or on your own painting. The lighting is not the best, but there is the blue. And if you want referral to the link that we use, you'll see that once you add the blue and since I paint this black at earlier, I'm gonna have to wait until this dries. Once it dries, you can add a little orange or yellow to the bottom. I'm gonna do that up here because it's kind of dry on this end. So just a little bit more color. I know I didn't give you the yellow and orange, but if you feel like adding more, you can. And a little green at the bottom once it dries. Make sure that's the key is because you will stop smearing.
So the first layer is your monochrome.
Right, yeah, and I'm just adding a little more because I did this like 2 weeks and then I practice paper, but I'm so glad that I'm seeing Usha and Quinn doing theirs because did you find it? I did find it. Quinn, yours look like turn it sometime. Yours, see, you ever notice when you
That looks so awesome.
the both of yours look good. Did you notice that when you turn it, it makes that branch better too?
Yeah,
So
to get that correct.
so when I was
thickness and everything, it's.
yeah, when I did this painting, for some reason, try turning it because it just gives us, I don't know how you describe this, but I was able to pull the rest of the paint and it just makes it look nicer when I turn and pull. And
And Lucia and Ben.
Yeah,
wanna
so just
turn your
turn,
canvases to the canvas.
yeah,
we
looks
can
great.
see.
I think looks good. Look, wonderful. I love that. So what's everybody's thoughts on? So yeah, once it dry, you'll see the video link that they add a little blue and yellow, orange, and green at the bottom. So it's just layering.
Yeah.
So I think everybody could be an artist. I hope you had fun doing this, and I see that everyone is. It was great.
I'm loving this. I'm loving this. I feel very professional and I feel very,
Yeah.
oh, I got this kind of, it's really nice.
Well, I'm glad you guys, like I say, nature is different shapes and sizes. So we can get, and if, to be honest, if you really don't like it, like I say, you could overlap it or start over now. But yeah, when I did this within a few minutes, Rachel said, it looks great. And I was like, wow, yeah, that, I was impressed. Yours look great. I think everyone's picture is turning out nicely. So
And
yeah,
If you guys who are on the video feel like turning on your camera and turning
yeah,
the canvas towards us, we would love to see you as well.
so from your paper towel or extra paint brushes, add the black and gray together and you could make the pathway or ground. Any question?
If anybody has any questions, feel free to
Yeah.
unmute or to pop
Unmute.
in the chat.
I s-
And I can
So
ask you.
yeah, ask in the chat. I see everybody's being busy. I love watching everyone painting with their daughter or their partner, and we all sharing together right now as well. And I hope you encourage, inspire you to do other ones. Like I say, you can always start out with a scrap paper, and anything could be a paintbrush, even fingerprinting if you want to. I think art therapy is great because you could just add your creativity on a canvas and see the result. And yeah, don't forget to sign your name.
I think for me, the best sentence was, it cannot go wrong.
Yeah,
It
I
cannot
think
go
so.
wrong.
You really,
That really makes you feel like really good.
yeah, you really can because
Empowering.
um,
Yeah, that's the word I'm trying to get, yes.
there is a second part to this that I think it's a little tricky is when everything dries, you want to add a little white in the middle because that's supposed to be the sun and stretch out the rays. I think that's a little tricky. I haven't tried that yet, but if anybody will show the results like on a scrap paper if you want to, or on a canvas, I would love to see people in results on the sun ray, but I prefer just to be safe like this. And maybe I will try to raise one of these days but right now it's still wet because I add, and like I say, like right here, if you want to make the trunk a little bit bigger, you're welcome to just. And that's my thing. I don't know about you guys, but when I see extra painting that's taking long to dry because there's excess to it, I'll just pull it to make the trunk a little bit bigger and it dries a little bit faster. Pull it down to make the trunk bigger. Or drag it upward with a tip. Because I feel like branches tip like again is smaller and newer. Does that make sense? I think that looks great. That looks awesome, guys. I'm glad you joined because I'm able to see the results.
Yeah, because everyone's paintings all look so different. Like
Yeah.
Jill's has the color and Lucia's is much more focused on the branches.
Right.
And
I'm
Quinn's
still doing.
is
No, that looks great.
That looks
a lot
really
like
good.
the
Yeah.
white
Focus
on
on
the
the brain.
black.
Yeah, that's fine.
That almost looks like one of those Christmas trees with the heights.
Sure.
One tree is all lit up.
And if you wanted to add color like more
Yeah.
Christmassy, go ahead and do the red and the green if you want.
Yes, and since
But-
it's also Hanukkah season, if you want to do
Yeah.
blue or more.
Or it could be like a winter,
Or just a winter shade.
yeah, add a little bit more white to it. But, so I noticed Quinn is really focusing on the branch, which is fine. And if you do the gray, you can see it, for me, it seems like the trees in the back. So that's the background if you prefer some gray and lighter. You see that? Yeah, if you want to,
Let me see.
you could add it later.
Uh,
So it looks like from a
Mm.
distance,
Exactly.
right? If you want to, but I think yours is fine
Yeah,
as well.
and,
That looks good.
When drying that one, and I will patch on.
Add some more, yeah.
Yeah.
That would be another secret is definitely as it dry, you could layer. Go back to it and layer. So, yeah.
Yeah, because I think I would like to lessen the black a little.
Lessen the black a little bit. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So if
But
you want
maybe-
to, so I'm gonna tell you the secret lesson with black right now. Grab your, like the gray, mix the black
Uh-huh.
and add white to gray and then overlap it a little bit. If you want to.
Oh.
If you want to, you know what, do on your practice sheet, because
Yeah.
like I said, that's how I did mine. So if you see if that would work and if you like it, go and, yeah,
Yeah.
to the gray if you
I
want
think,
to.
yeah, I like that because I would
So
like to
lessen the
soften
black.
the.
Because I did notice with mine here, if you don't like that black too much, add a little white and that gray, it almost makes like the distance or soften it up. If you don't like the gray or the white that I'm adding, I love the black because you just overlap it, you know? So add the gray if you want, and if you don't like it, cover it up with the black. There you go.
Yeah, because I would like to soften it a little.
Yeah,
And
you
now
want to
it's
soften.
much better.
And like I say, you remember when you turn your canvas? Yeah,
Uh-huh.
I think if you want to soften the black, add a little of that white and gray. And I personally like that texture of the napkin or even
Oh, yeah.
your glove at the bottom, if you want to make the ground. You know?
Mhm.
It's up to you, like to soften that point. You see how and if you see the video, the inspiration video, you'll see it. You're like, oh yeah, that too as well. So,
And I will also post the link to
yeah,
the inspiration video along with the recording on our
Yeah.
page.
like, just type on the chat and Rachel will let me know that you guys have questions, but I think like everyone just have fun. I'm hoping you're enjoying yourself. And then once it dry, you can see the picture on above where she has the blue and the yellow and orange at the bottom. And the pathway, don't forget your pathway, because once you pull the tree strokes up like that, and then go back and do the ground path, the texture from just the dab at the bottom will look different from the pull of the branches and the trees. You'll see. Yay, nice. Love it. I love that you sharing it with your daughter and your friends. Good job, Usha and Quinn. Quinn's in like focusing.
She's got it.
Yeah. But with this, I would love to have like a little saying to it that you could even add, maybe some wording later, or decoupage it with lettering that you could post on your wall. Yeah, right. If you like, I think it looks good just by itself. And if you ever get tired of it, add more or do black. And I've done repurpose these canvas a lot often when I get tired of the painting and then able just to overlap it with decoupage or other things that my daughter did one that says kiss me goodnight, and I put on my wall. I like that one. Or a music saying, if you put a sun somewhere like with the yellow. I've done where I think it's the Beatle, Here Comes the Sun, somewhere if you want to put some lettering. But yeah, we still have like 10 minutes. And I see that everybody's busy. I did jump to the second part, and because my canvas is dry with the blue sky. So make sure you wait until it's dry. I love how you're so focused over there. Your tree is so like it's like a grand oak to me.
Exactly.
It
looks very
yeah.
nice.
No, yours too.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Thank you.
Your
I
sky.
think adding a black underneath here.
Yeah, it made that gave
makes a
it like.
difference.
And if you continue with the video, they add green and yeah,
Right.
you will see the
Yeah. Yeah, but for
The
now, I
path.
think like how you said, I'm probably gonna use this area to write something.
that's a good idea,
Yeah.
yeah.
Because since it's a more blank canvas kind of area
Uh-huh.
over here, I'm gonna write something over
Yeah.
there. And, yeah,
And I think it make a good gift, you know, but
exactly.
I like the tree.
Yeah.
I love how everybody is. But yeah, I think unless anybody have any questions, I think I gave you all my tip. Hopefully I'm able to, let me go back to my notes. I guess this is the closing of the year, right, Rachel? Because you have one more life that's.
Yes. We have one more coming up next week, and do please join us next week. We are making different types of hot chocolate with the Houston North director, Paula Gonzalez. She's gonna take us into her kitchen and teach us how to make different types of hot chocolate, just as, you know, it's been a little chilly. I think we all deserve a nice warm cup of cocoa
Oh, yeah.
to wrap up the year. And we are getting some comments here about, do you need to seal the painting? And how do you clean the brushes? And, you know, super fun, thank you.
You know what, the paint that I gave you guys, unless you use other ones, this is all washable. So it's not oil-based. Oh, well, never mind. Actually, this is acrylic. And I'm not big on, it says wash immediately with water and soapy water. So Yeah, so this is, and this is non-toxic for the white one. So I just recycle what we had. And hopefully, yeah, you guys protect your clothes and not wear your best things and your furniture, because it will, hopefully it comes off. But according to this, just to clean the brushes, soapy water. And what was the other question? Clean and something else. I feel like I'm missing.
Sealing the paint.
Oh, sealing it. Sealers, if you want to, I've seen people use maybe decoupage. And if you want to seal it, you really want to protect it. But I've used done canvases, and it doesn't seem, unless you have it directly with the sunlight, I think the weathering. But then that,
And
I-
even if you wanted to, you could purchase, say, some clear coat from a craft
Yeah.
store. Andrew is giving you kind suggestion, Mod Podge. or
Yeah,
something
Mod-
thinner,
yeah,
as other possible sealants. So if you wanted to do that. Though if you want to reuse your canvas and change things up, as Jill said, I don't think I would seal it if you're wanting to
Yeah.
change later or add other stuff to it.
I don't know, like, I guess once you seal it, when you repaint it black and let it dry, can you layer it again? I don't.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, like I said in the beginning, my experience with painting was mostly painting with a twist. And I just approached Rachel that, hey, we have all these extra stuff that we should recycle, repurpose.
Even though you guys can't see me right now, we will see you guys in 2 weeks on the 15th of December for hot chocolate with Paula Gonzalez. And everyone is saying, thank you for the instructions and the supplies, that they had a really good time, that they enjoyed the lessons. And, I am no artist, but I'm certainly feeling a lot more confident. So we will see you all then. Thank you so much for joining us for Life at Noon, and we will see you in 2 weeks. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah.
Send me
Bye.
your result.
Yes.
That's
And
unfair.
please remember, if you want your results posted on our social,
Yeah.
to send them to Jill or to me. And
I wouldn't mind that.
very good holiday gift. Thank you so much for joining us today and doing some painting with Jill.
Bye, guys.